is the beast when it comes to listings, and he's got an amazing story and amazing history and business that he's built. So he's going to come in and pour into each of us, take lots of notes. We're going to have it interactive after he presents, and then we'll do a lot of Q&A at the end. Okay, so Knolly, I'm not going to introduce you because I will not do it justice.
We don't have our mic yet. Oh, you got it?
I got it.
Where's the little thing?
What little thing?
He said there was a little PA he was bringing. Are we going to go house?
I don't know what the little thing is or where the little
Let's see
thing
if he's
is.
got us going. Test, test. Oh, we're
there you
good,
go.
good.
So,
House is okay.
Knolly, introduce yourself, tell them kind of your story, because like you bring the fire, so we're excited to have you.
Thank you. Hey, give Elizabeth a round of applause for getting us back together after COVID. So a little bit about me. Well, I'll share more about me in a little bit, but how are you guys doing?
Good.
Y'all doing all right? Isn't it exciting to get back in person? Now, I like Zoom. Huh? I like EXP World, right? Anybody here from EXP? Raise your hand if you're here from EXP. Anybody not here from EXP? Just kidding. A couple. Okay, good. We got some guests in the house. Good. Welcome to you guys, your family. You're here with us. This is, by the way, whatever we say in this room stays in this room. Is that okay? All right. A little bit about me. So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, going way back, right? But I was raised in Los Angeles. By the way, I do have these little success with listing sheets here, so you can just take notes. It's just for you guys to, and you'll be able to remember, oh, this is the wonderful time that we had with Knolly, right? When you keep that as a memento. So my mom and dad divorced, okay? And when I was 6 years old, we ended up moving to a little tiny town in California, because everybody wants to live in California. Not anymore. Any Californians in the house? Anybody from California? Huh? Come on, don't be afraid. We ain't gonna kick you out. And so at 10 years old, this is back in 1980. I'm dating myself. I'm 51. Back in 1980, my mom found a place to move to California that wasn't that expensive. Okay, y'all know California's gotten pretty expensive, but this is 1980. Now, how do you find a place in 1980? Like, there's no internet, did they have phones back then? Just kidding. And so anyway, she found a place called Compton. It was the cheapest place in California, so that's where we moved. Compton, California. Okay, this guy's honest truth. You can't make it up. So I was raised in South Central for a couple of years. Then she moved us to the Valley. Any of y'all know about California? The Valley's a lot safer. Only 20 murders per weekend instead of, instead of 30. And so anyway, when I was 18 years old, I moved to Austin, Texas. Actually had an encounter with Jesus. I was a bad kid. Anybody been wayward? Raise your hand. See, I see a few of you raise. I'm just kidding. Don't raise your hand. I was a bad kid. I was bad. Anyway, I was wayward, and I needed to get out of that environment. So my uncle, I had gotten to a lot of dirt. We won't get into that, but I found the Lord, and my uncle said, "Boy, you need to come to Austin, Texas." It was all right when he said Austin. I didn't know what Austin was, but when he said Texas, I was like, "Man, I ain't moving to no Texas." He said, "I'm not asking you to move. Just come and visit for a couple of weeks." So here I go with my overnight bag. I had a duffel bag, and I came to Austin with no intention of living here. I just wanted to visit my uncle, get away from my boys, my homies, that was just doing dirt and trying to drag me back and forth into their stuff. And I just wanted to cool out, like a chill out period. Anybody ever needed a chill out? Like, I just need a restart, a refresh. And so I moved here, and I got to tell you this, I never left. I love Austin. I've been here, I moved here in 1988, so I've seen a lot of change. Anybody lived here since 1988? Stand up if you lived here since before 1988. Stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Right, because they created the Austin that we now enjoy. All right, they created the Austin that we now enjoy. Let me make sure I'm recording. I am, and we'll get into it. So I wanted to be a rapper. When I was 13, I wanted to be a rapper. So by the time I was always an entrepreneur. Okay, I started my first business when I was about 13 years old, and I got married when I was 21, and started my first real business when I was 23. Guess what it was? Some of y'all know, but those that don't, I started a rap label, rap music, okay? And it became, we started that company with $1,800, okay, $1,800, that I say I borrowed it from family and friends, but that's not the real story. I just asked for money. You ever had a point where you just asked for money? Look, I need help. So $100 here, Elizabeth would give me 50, and somebody else would give me 100, and so on. I got $1,800, put out my first recording, and the rest was kind of history. Within 5 years, that little tiny, engine that could was making $150,000 a month. Okay, we had 14 employees, we had 18 artists on the label, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. It was like history in the making. We got a deal with EMI Capital, and I made my first $1 million when I was 29 years old. Actually made $2 million that year. And by the time I was 33, I was broke. Anybody ever been broke? And by the way, here in Round Rock, we had a 10-acre property. We had a 6,000 square foot, 7-bedroom house. We had a guest house on it. We had a recording studio in it, 1,200 square feet. We had a 1,500 square foot office building on the property, 10 acres, half-acre pond. Lost it all. Okay, bought that house when I was 26 years old. Used Supreme Lending, John McClellan. I was his first loan. So here I am. So I've made it. I've made millions and millions and millions. I've lost millions and millions and millions. And when I was 33, I was faced with, I'm losing everything. What's next? And I had a sister-in-law and a couple other people. They said, boy, you'd be good in real estate. I was like, real estate? They said, yeah, you do good at it. And when I sold we didn't lose our, it wasn't foreclosed, but it was about to be, because I went through like 6 months. This is what you could do back in the day, I'm gonna tell you. I went through like 6 months of paying my mortgage payment with an American Express credit card that I borrowed from my sister-in-law. It wasn't my money. Uncle Knolly was broke back then. And by the way, a lot of people don't know, man, how you broke? You making $150,000 a month, how you broke? I'm telling you, it ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to do, because if you see a lot of these athletes that making real money, right, millions and millions, or the lottery winners, right, they don't know what to do with the money. They've never been taught money consciousness, right? And so what happens is they end up back, there's a subconscious little guy, a little gal in there that says, boy, you don't deserve this. Anybody ever sabotage their own success? Okay, that's a different seminar. We're not talking about that today. So at 33, I sold the property. We sold it for $498,000. I looked at the commission that I paid my realtor, 6%, Remax, and I said, I think I will get into real estate. And that's how it all started. In 2003, in June, I went to the Southwest Keller Williams office, and they gave me a book called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Anybody ever heard of it? Some people call it the Red Book. And I read that book. I read it and I read it and I read it, because I didn't know what to do in real estate. I'd already had a failed business, and I said, doggone it, I'm not gonna, we can't cuss in here. I said, I don't cuss too much. I said, golly, that ain't really what I said, but I said, I'm gonna succeed this time. I'm gonna succeed. And I read it again, and I read it again. And so I got my license in June of 2003, and I didn't start practicing until December of that year. Why didn't I start practicing right away? Why? Scared. I was scared. So, well, maybe you were thinking, no, I was just afraid. That's it. I was afraid. But when I got in the game, actually we moved to South Texas because I had my tail tucked between my legs. Owed a lot of people in Austin. Had to get out of town, right? Came back when I could pay them all back. But we went to South Texas, Harlingen. Anybody ever been to Harlingen, Texas? That's where I moved. 90-some% of my transactions were in Spanish. Okay, when I first started, I'm somewhat bilingual, a little bit. My mother-in-law, just quick aside, she lived with us for 23 years or 20-something years, and she never spoke. She couldn't put 2 words together in English. So I had to learn that Spanish if I wanted to get along. And so anyway. I got in the real estate game. I took 21 listings my first 74 days in the business. 21 listings. How do I know that? Because I joined a company called Prudential, okay? Not around anymore, now it's Berkshire Hathaway. And when I left, 74 days later, they gave me my sheet with my inventory. I had 21 deals. okay? And I went on to take over 1,000 listings during my first 10 years in the game, in the real estate, okay? By my second year in the business, I didn't have a year where I was taking less than 100 deals. My last year, I say an official production, I did 153 transactions with just assistants, okay? You'll need assistance when you're doing that kind of volume, but you don't need a big team. And listings is where it's at, okay? How many of y'all want to get more into listings? Raise your hand. How many of y'all are already big listers? Okay, raise your hand if you're already doing at least, say, one deal a year. Raise your hand. Some of y'all are new. How about 10? Keep your hands raised. 20? 30? Okay? Just taking the barometer of the room, see how fast-paced I can go with this. So that's kind of my story, how I got into the listing game. I wrote a book called Success with Listings. I'll share some of that with you guys a little bit later. But from day one, any new agents in the house, raise your hand if you're new, okay? And give them a round of applause. This is, because look at this. You have entered an industry that has an 87% failure rate, okay? If somebody told you, listen to this, if somebody told you you had a 13% chance of success with any business model, would you do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? But the reality is you can succeed. I'm gonna share with you the very simple things that you should do if you choose to succeed in this game. Raise your hand if you choose to succeed in this business. Success is a choice, guys, just like happiness. By the way, did you know your emotions are nothing but choices? Some of y'all know that. Some of you, oh, he made me feel bad. Well, he ain't making you feel nothing. Anyway, that's another seminar. All right. You can see how I'm trying to get you guys to invite me back. Y'all see how it goes. So with those outrageous speaker fees, you know, I want to come back. Just kidding. We do this out of love. I love my EXP family. I'll just give a quick trajectory of my real estate game. I joined RE/MAX. I joined in 2004. By 2009, I was one of the top 10 RE/MAX agents in the state of Texas. By 2009, Austin Business Journal ranked my production at number 7 in the city. That's when we had 9,800 agents that year. So I was number 7. There were 6 people in the city that sold more than me, okay? And so that was back then. And then I moved to Keller Williams. I was at RE/MAX for 5 years, okay? I did Keller Williams for 10 years. And then my buddy started calling me about this company called EXP. I'm saying, I'm not interested, I'm good, okay? I'm good. I'm real good at Keller Williams. I'm a national trainer. I've spoken in over 100 market centers. Everybody here loves me. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I wasn't even drinking the Kool-Aid. I had an IV drip. That's how I was going with it. It's IV drip. It's KW for life, baby. I almost got the tattoo. Glad I didn't. Glad I didn't. But they kept trying to get me to watch the stinking video about EXP. I'm like, man, I'm not watching no video about EXP. I'm good. Look. I did, if you YouTube it, you'll see I did the national rap for Keller Williams, okay? Twice, okay? Up on stage in New Orleans with 8,000 people, okay? This is it. This is me for life, making fun of other companies and everything. And so when it came down to EXP, I had no interest. I was happy where I was, but when I looked at the model, I couldn't stay where I was. I had 100 sleepless nights until I joined. 100 sleepless nights. It took me 100 days to join because I was like, I can't believe I was recruited to Keller Williams by Gary Keller. Okay, that's a whole nother story, but when you're ranked 7 in the city that Gary Keller lives, you get a call from him, okay? I met with him it was a 30-minute meeting. We met for 2.5 hours. Outside that meeting, I joined Keller Williams, and he made me a trainer with the company, Matt's Coaching. So all that to say, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to share my story, but I'm even more happy to get you guys to the success that you want. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, how much time we got left? We're gonna go, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to go, well, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do. Let's just let the Holy Spirit lead on that. Let's go. All right, so for those of you that decide that you want a little bit more Uncle Knolly, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm trying to get more subscribers. I need more subscribers. Once you get more subscribers, they start unlocking all kinds of stuff. But I drop a YouTube video every day. How often? Every day at 11 o'clock. I drop a new YouTube video that's nothing but coaching and training to get you to success. And right now, I just teach listings, attraction, and mindset. Okay? So if you go to knolly.com, my website, you'll see a button at the top. So usually I save this to the end. I don't know why it's this close to, because you guys are like, man, I ain't subscribing to that fool until I hear what he got to say. But anyway, there's a subscribe button right there at the top, and then that'll subscribe you to my YouTube channel. Success with listings, how to get more listings in today's hot market. Because guess what? When the market is down, listings. When the market is up, listings. It's always listings. And the only reason that you guys fool around with, well, I'm not going to tell you why you do what you do, but I'm going to tell you this. The buyer game is not the game. I don't know, from the very beginning, when I was a brand new agent, we got brand new agents in the house, right? By the way, don't go advertising that you knew. You can tell Uncle Knolly, I'm good. This is a safe room, right? But I'm brand new in the business. Can I practice on your house? No! Get out of here with that. I never told anybody I'm brand new. You know, if you figure that out on your own, that's good for you, but I'm not going to tell you, right? When I got my business card, what was my title? Some of y'all know, you might have read the book. None of the people in my group can answer this. But what was my title? Was it realtor? You already know it wasn't because I'm asking you, right? It wasn't realtor. It wasn't real estate specialist. It wasn't it was listing specialist. That was my title on my business card. Now, did I say I was a top agent? No, I hadn't earned that yet. Did I say I was top whatever? No. Mega, nothing, no. Listing specialist. Do you get to choose what you specialize in this business? Okay? If you're going to spend the time in the game. And over 91 or probably 95% of my business has always been listings from day one. Okay? From day one, I didn't get into the business and then say, okay, I'm gonna graduate to listings after I mess around with all these buyers. Okay? Buyers are no fun right now, are they? Are buyers fun right now? I got news for you. They weren't fun last year either, or the year before. Okay? It's just that you tolerated that. And by the way, when you look at the profile, anybody ever taken their personality profile? Anybody ever done that? Okay? You know what my personality, my KVA, the Keller, or KPA, I think it's called. What it says, lead buyer specialist. Okay? In fact, when I took mine, I'm not going to tell you guys what I am. I'll let you guess that as we go along. But when I took my test, they said I was qualified to do 3 things. Okay? And by the way, mega listing agent or a listing agent was not one of them. Listing agent scored so low that it didn't even register on the test. Like if I was to be hired as a listing agent, never. Okay? Because I don't have the profile. But here's the thing. I could do 3 things. I could be an MCA, back then, Market Center Administrator. I could be a lead buyer specialist or the trash man. I didn't choose any of them. I went straight for listings. Okay? Most of you will be more successful in listings because you already were God-given a gift of a high D. Okay? I don't have it. That's a handicap I have. I'm not a high D. Now, who did I marry? A high D. Somebody to get stuff done, right? So, and a lot of you guys will think that I'm a high D because of the way I act, but it's more of a thing where when you understand who you are, okay, you understand how God wired you, how God created you. By the way, I took the test when I was before I got married, I was like 19 when I took it the first time. I was 40 when I took it again, and then I've been taking it intermittently. By the way, anybody never taken their personality profile? Okay? If you go to my website, knolly.com, there's a link to a free personality profile. You can take it. It's very important to know who you are, who God made you to be. You got to know who you are. All right, so 96% of my focus has always been on listings. 1,000 taken first 10 years, now dedicated to paying it forward. I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause, please, right now. Thank you. Because what are you giving up by being here? I spent $20, fool. Where's my food? No, it's not the $20. It's your time. That's a commodity that you'll never get back. Right? So we all have that, 168 hours a week we all have, right? So thank you for being here. What I want to do, by the way, I do have a couple of books because we're not going to be able to get to everything while we're doing this seminar, okay? Where's my assistant? Oh, Thomas, could you get me a glass of water when I get, oh, I like bossing people around. Well, no ice, please. Easy on the ice. Fill it up about 3/4 way. Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. Hey, we love you. All right. I'm feeling a little parched. So because when you're on Zoom, boy, you got all kind of stuff. You got this part of your body ain't even happening, right? Or what, boxer shorts or whatever. And then you got drinks and stuff. And you just get off camera. Anyway, I like Zoom. So I wrote a 450 page. It's big. Book on listings. So that's the rest of the story. And then Triple My Listings is another book, both on Amazon. And if Elizabeth is nice, thank you, Thomas, appreciate that. If Elizabeth is nice today, I'll give you the download of this one if you just want the PDF. Like, man, I ain't buying your stinking book. The royalty on a book is like $1. So a lot of times I just give them away. So I do have samples of them here, but people always want to pick my brain. Not only I want to pick your brain, how you took over 1,000 houses. Well, I went ahead and picked it, and it took 430 pages. So now, live your dream life now. What does that mean? Earn $250,000 or more a year. And I want you guys to think about it. This is the life that you want. You want to earn $250,000 or more a year, working 20 to 30 hours a week or less, having nights and weekends off, taking 4 to 5 vacations a year, and what's the last one? Be debt free. How many of y'all want that kind of lifestyle? Okay, that's listings, baby. That's the listings lifestyle right there. Okay, that is not a buyer. If you're going on that cruise, okay, which they say they're opening them up again. Y'all heard Europe is opened up already? So if you're going on that cruise for 10 days and you got 9 that want to buy now, are you going on that cruise? Unpack your bags. You're staying home, right? But if you're a lister like Elizabeth, are you going on that cruise? Yeah. We cruising, baby. Huh? What's up? It's time to go back on cruises, right? Why? Because somebody in the office, somebody in our group, Austin Metro, that can babysit our listings. Are any of them going to close by the time the 10 days is up? None. I just need you to babysit it into escrow. That's it. Right? And I'll pay you a little bit. I'm not going to give you a percentage, but I'll pay you $200 or $300 just to babysit my listings. If any of them goes into escrow, guess what? I'll give you a $500 bonus, and I'm cruising. You see what I'm saying? That's the listing lifestyle.